Now, job creation appears to be the major decider of the choice of a parliamentary candidate in Awutu Senya constituency in the Central Region in this year's elections. In today's constituency diaries, my colleague Francis Aban visits that constituency, which has been monopolized by the governing National Democratic Congress for years, with a seeming fierce battle between the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Hannah Tete, and marketing guru, George Nyi Anda. A new wave of politics is taking root in Awutu Senya, christened the Hannah George contest. Constituents have been outlining key issues which will influence their choice of parliamentary candidate in the next administration.
Felix and Bismarck are locals in Awutu, pensive about the stakes going into this year's parliamentary elections. But in the Awutu Senya West constituency, the stakes are high and sometimes feed into conversations which easily turn into heated arguments. It has been christened the Hannah George contest, with a little over 70,000 votes up for grabs. The constituency is predominantly rural, with towns like Awutu, Senya Breku, and Bodwiasi being the most dense, with thousands of votes. This is arguably the most heated contest for the seat since the year 1996. The NDC has enjoyed monopoly of the seat, winning 5 times, with the MPP riding their luck once in 2004. In 1996, Babalami Abu Sadat beat the MPP's Haruna Iseku by over 9,000 votes. In the year 2000, Hannah Tete took over the baton from the incumbent MP and beat the MPP's John Kojo Aka with the vote difference of 6,174. Then onwards to the 2004 elections, and the MPP, after 2 times of asking, won the parliamentary seat. Ope Abe won, beating the NDC's Moses Ahenfo Akwa with over 13,700 votes difference. In 2008, the NDC fielded a new candidate, David Nanalabi, who took back the seat from the sitting MPP MP in a close race with 2,337 the difference. 2012 saw the comeback of one-time MPs. Hannah Tete had to fend off competition from Ope Abe, winning 23,032 votes as against the MPP's 18,487. So, can Hannah Tete be third-time lucky, or will George Anda seek to break the NDC's winning formula? Meet Amadonko, a native of Awutu. The farmer has been a passionate supporter of the NDC, and this time is no different. What strengthens her resolve is what she describes as the undue attack on the personality of Hannah Tete. What's it then? What's it? Why then?
I am Amadonko. I don't know my age. I work for the government and Zoom Lion. I don't like the manner in which they attack her personality and arguing about whether she comes from here or not. She hasn't finished her work, but I have hope and I'll vote for her to enable her to finish the work.
Okay. Now, so
And her view represents that of most women I interacted with in the township. Kweku is the owner of a popular drinking spot in Breku, Fresh One. At the entrance of the bar, a signboard with the inscription, "Change has happened in USA, change is coming to Ghana," greets you. But his political measuring rod is an interesting one.
You have some consider a year to I don't so. A month for one more.
Linda,
Skiing hot.
into one more. Now, a buy a win the bay.
I'm being 2015.
Now, one
more. I'm starting in way crack about Sisi or more, Papa.
First, and not in your bayan, he paid this is in.
Oh, first in the navy, I have between your 100 Ghana City. The base say they do a crowd 20 Ghana cities crowd.
Okay. Now, what shall we buy her? Actual change in USA, change in Ghana. A MPP nya.
And then baby, I'm free. Some actual damn good today, baby, I'm free. Baby, I'm free. Until I'm actual the MPP. You're pulling agent.
You're pulling agent.
Sales have dwindled, and I don't get the money I want. I support the MPP. George will win. Hannah's work has not been impressive over the period.
Recruitment no Hannah Hannah Sawateten. Nejma saying Papa Waha. Busumba Queen about to Abia and Olba. Or buy a house. Or to school fees. And so your school fees are out my man for. But Uncle George did Fen Funo Baba. Fen outdoor Baba. And yes, you know, I can next year to Abania de Mana. Or baby Papa Ma.
I then proceeded to Breku Zongo to see if the views are divergent. Let me start with you, sir. What's your name?
My name is Kwesi Tamagro.
And you are?
I'm an NDC party member.
NDC party member. How long have you been an NDC party member?
Oh, for a long time. Let me say around 2008.
Okay. So you voted in 2008?
Yeah.
You voted 2012?
Yeah.
Okay. What about?
So that's our constituency diary focusing on the Awutu Senya constituency in the central region. We'll bring you the full report in our subsequent bulletins. We're still staying on politics, and the opposition New Patriotic Party is demanding the police service provides concrete measures to forestall violence in the presidential and parliamentary elections, with just exactly 2 weeks to go for the crucial polls. The party has written a letter to the Inspector General of Police cataloguing a list of incidences of violence and intimidation they say were unlawfully perpetrated against their officials and members all over the country by NDC activists. Let's get a better understanding of what the MPP is asking for. We are joined on the line by Acting Chairman Freddie Blay. Many thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you, Araba.
So this is quite a tall list. We looked at the letter that you wrote. It's quite a tall list. And run us through some of the complaints. Certainly. Run us through some of the complaints you referenced for the benefit of our viewers.
Yes. Quite a number of complaints. The most recent one is the attack on our presidential candidate president by a group of individuals who said they were going on a well, but without any provocation, they attacked the residence of our presidential candidate. A couple of days ago, the DC for one of the constituencies in BA, after he's gone and come home from campaign, had his residence attacked. He was butchered, and he nearly lost his life. As I talk to you now, we don't know what has happened. We've lodged a complaint about it. Nothing has been done about it. A few days ago, or a week ago, the Minister for Sport, personally attacked our peace. Personally attacked him, slapped him. We lodged a complaint. Arabas, I talk to you now. Nothing has been done about it. But even then, earlier on, a few weeks, a few months ago, persistently, consistently, individuals and groups have attacked members of our party and sometimes our offices. In some cases, when people are lined up to go and register during the limited registration, some groups have come and taken over the equipment being used by electoral officers, beating electoral officers and beating our members who are trying to register. We've lodged complaints. I'm saying all over the country. I can take all your time about it.
So you're saying that the police has failed to act on all of these complaints. What we have heard the police say, in fact, the IGP is on record as saying that they are investigating, for example, the Nima incident. What else do you expect of the police, sir?
Well, Araba, that is what is normally said. We are investigating. That is why we have reason to go and visit the IGP and told him that there had been reports or lodged with the police, complaint lodged with the police. Some dating back as far back as a year ago. We have not heard it. There has been an attack on our offices in Accra headquarters. All these things, we've not complained again. And now it's getting nearer to the vote. You could see that our membership getting nervous. Our membership are complaining. Some officers have themselves had some complaints made by themselves, made press conferences, particularly the regional chairman of Porter, the regional chairman of Brother Hafo, they've all done that. As I talk to you now, we haven't seen any concrete step taken by the police to remedy the situation, to convince us, to tell Ghanaians that these are the concrete steps that they have taken. We came out to them. We went to them, had a meeting with the IGP, led by me. A group of senior members of our party accompanied me. We lodged the complaint, catalog what we have told you, and did ask them that please do something before we get nearer to the election, because indeed there is in the country a sense of insecurity, tension, and so forth. So please, you are the police officer. You can enforce the law. If you don't do anything about it, we fear something else could happen, and we may not be in a position to contain it. That is the point we are making. Telling the police, the leadership of the police, we are telling people in this country. We send copies of our letters to various development partners of our country. We are not happy. We are worried. We don't know what could happen as we get. People are, of course, calling peace, peace, peace. But these are concrete complaints that we have made, which we have not had answers to. Araba.
But Mr. Blay, is it your expectation that the police would effect arrest of some of these people involved in some of these incidences? What can they do really if they don't have the proof or the evidence?
We haven't. No, the police don't act in isolation. The police, when I lodge a complaint with the police over a crime or over what I feel has been done against me, when they are taking any steps to remedy it, I'm told. But the public is told. They are saying that these things have happened. We have not had answers from the police, nor the public told about it. That is the complaint. It is not that you must do justice. It's not that you must enforce the law. Let people in this country, and particularly those who have lodged a complaint, let them also know. Let them see that steps have been taken.
Well, you've also raised concerns about the police service's announcement of plans to use new police recruits who are not yet fully qualified to monitor polling stations. What are you worried about?
That is a very disturbing development. Araba policemen are those who have gone under training and have qualified as police, a sworn oath and passed out. Posted. These are policemen. Now those who have been called or invited to go through training, whether they pass or not, if it remains a day for the passing out, if they are not policemen. Now are you inviting to go and vote? Recruits? Those who are not policemen? What is happening? What is disturbing? We are not happy with it. Do they have numbers? Can you call them policemen? How big policemen or what? I think the police, the IGP should come back again. Should come back again and tell them something that is less disturbing.
So finally,
it should not be done. We think that should not be done. We are asking the police, the IGP, not to do so in the best interest of this country.
And finally, have you received any response to your letter from the IGP?
As I talk to you now, no, I haven't had any response, and the police have not come out to tell us anything. But in our presentation, we also talked about the idea of the IGP saying that he's going to, as it were, ban social media in Ghana on the day of the election. We appealed to him that we are disturbed by that. We should not do so. It could disturb this country.
All right. Many thanks for your time. And that was Acting National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blade there, discussing or talking about the concerns that, the party has and the list of incidences involving intimidation, alleged intimidation and assault by NDC activists of their members. Well, the NDC has been responding to these concerns by some parties that there is tension in the society or in the country as we head to the polls. We have about 14 days, 2 weeks to the polls. General Secretary of the party, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, believes that there is no tension and that the police is up to the task.
Since I became General Secretary and since I ever contested in any elections, the climate now leading to elections, 2 weeks to election, is the most peaceful. By all means, you get some isolated incidents, but you can be the better judges that the tensions that attended to the 2012, 2008 elections and so on, it cannot be compared to what is happening now. So I am very confident that we are making progress as a country, because in all other elections, 2 weeks to election, the type of tensions and clashes and things you hear of. I've heard of about this Nima issue, and I think Awutu also. We are 2 weeks to election. Let's pray that, we should have an ideal situation where there will be no clashes at all. But I think that it is a marked improvement over what has been happening in the country. And I think that moving forward, we should work towards a situation where there will not be any opportunity for clashes at all. So yesterday, when I arrived, I heard about these things. I went to participate in the walk in Nima. Now I addressed the MPP, NDC supporters equally and impress upon them the need to be civil in their campaigning and so on. And reminded them that, look, you are the same Nima people living in the same community. You attend your advance together, you do your festivals together and so on. Family relations and so on. So why would you allow party colors to now make you enemies? So there is no point. Within the next 3 weeks, these things will be over and you will continue to stay as brothers.
Those who are calling for a situation where we would stop the health works just in order to avoid those clashes, to stop it up until the elections.
So everybody should stay in their house, no exercise. I don't think so. This is not a solution at all.
So that was General Secretary of the governing NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia there. Now the opposition MPP is accusing government of engaging in suspicious contracts to raise funds to finance the re-election bid of President John Dramani Mahama. This accusation was leveled today by former General Secretary of the MPP, John Kwadwo Owusu-Afriyie, also known as John. The former chief scribe man of the opposition party alleges that government had recently entered into a $300 million agreement with a UK-based firm under the pretext of supplying equipment for national security. Joy News' Joseph Akabe was at that press conference. He joins me in the studio now. Joseph, so what is this agreement that they talk about?
So they are saying that there's an agreement that government has entered into with the hope of supplying some equipment for national security. And their point is that there's a company, a UK-based company, that was registered somewhere in April. They are alleged that the company was set up by a Ghanaian in conjunction with 2 other British citizens. And they are saying that it's suspicious in the sense that with some few months or some few days to the election, they can't understand why government will enter into a $300 million agreement. They are saying that they have information that government has already paid 120 million, and they are saying that if indeed government has the intent of beefing up security, why not enter it into the agreement with a company that is well known rather than a company that was set up right in April? So they suspect that company was registered first and foremost with the aim of creating this avenue to ensure the company makes some money to enable government have enough funds for the election. So we can listen to John, Sir John, as we call him, as he addressed the press conference.
I've decided in my capacity as a concerned citizen of Wuno in Ghana to hold this press conference because I'm worried about the path that President John Dramani Mahama and his friends and family are taking this country on. And if we allow it to continue a day beyond January 7, 2017, there will be no future for Ghana. It will probably take us another generation to recover. Just this morning, I saw some research work done by Nana Tobra and his Dankwa Institute young people that estimates that some 12 billion Ghana cedis worth of contracts secured under sole sourcing since 2010 had their costs inflated by 65%. What this means is that Ghana could have saved as much as 7.8 billion Ghana cedis in public funds, equivalent to $2 billion into today's deflated currency. I'm sure you have also read in the Daily Statesman of today that a bogus deal to take out $300 million of your money, our money, to allegedly fund their election efforts using national security infrastructure as an excuse. $300 million. The information that we have is that the Ministry of Finance has already paid $120 million to a bogus company that was formed in the UK just a few months ago by one Ghanaian and 2 British people. And this company, which came from nowhere, has suddenly been given a huge, vague contract Ghana doesn't need at this time, working with some Hungarians. This UK company, Santa Baron Ventures, is to supply Ghana on November 30th, 2016. You heard me. November 30th, 2016. With IT software, surveillance systems, and provide national security personnel with technical training from South Africans. Yes, you heard me right, South Africans. In fact, we are even buying security equipment from Mohammed's second home, Dubai. Why do we need to spend $300 million we do not even have to acquire things that we don't even need with just 1 week to the general elections? Why? These are some of the very bad deals that we will make sure, and the Akufo-Addo government, God willing, will investigate and do all that is possible to get Ghanaians their money back. I want you journalists to ask Prosper Bani and Sir Tekwe, why this bad deal? Why have they already paid $120 million to this bogus company? Why are they arranging letters of credit to allow this company to borrow to
to supply security infrastructure that we don't need at a time that we cannot even pay nurses and teachers.
So you heard the former General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Kojo Owusu there, making those very serious allegations. We're joined on the line now by the Deputy National Communications Director of the NDC, Fred Agbonyo. Many thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I'm sure you heard Mr. Owusu very serious allegations there. He's accusing your party or your government of entering into an agreement with a UK-based company ostensibly to siphon funds for your campaign. How do you react to that?
Well, thank you very much and good afternoon to listeners. Despite how desperation can make people look so ridiculous and how desperation can make people look they are real self. I'm not even too sure what the status or the locals of St. John is, because the last time I checked, it was the former chairman of the party who was not even allowed anywhere near the party headquarters. If indeed the political party were to that called it the SD as a serious concern, one would have thought that the chairman or the general secretary of the party would have been the one authorizing the press conference, but not a man whose identity or whose locals today we cannot even identify or authenticate who will be the one saying all manner of things. It's how unfair it is for a person of his nature to invite the media and just level an allegation without providing any evidence. Just throw issues out there because there's no definitely of an election, and they think that the only way they can make any headway in this election is to lie, is to fabricate stories, is to say all manner of things about the president and the government. You see, sometimes they seem to forget that Ghanaians are gullible and they can just take anything and everything from them. We are very focused on our campaign. If Excellency President is speaking, I said after it's campaigning, the work that we have done on the ground since he came into office in 2013, the people of this country are so appreciative of it, and they are going to give you this mandate to continue. But what that happens is that every armed robber thinks that everybody is a thief. And so when he's even sleeping in his room, and he hears a mouse maybe on his window, he's like, only a robber come to steal it. Because of the kind of thing that they did when in the office for 8 years, they think that everybody else is like that, everybody else is.
All right, Mr. Agbonyo, are you aware of any agreement entered into by government and a UK-based company on this matter?
Are you aware of it?
I don't know everything that government, every agreement that government enters into.
The evidence.
So you're saying that he is not telling the truth, that this is a false allegation?
Ask John to give you the evidence.
All right. Okay, we'll end it here. That's Fred Agbonyo. He is a Deputy National Communications Director of the governing NDC. You're watching The Pulse.